Okay, we're going to be talking about the joints of the upper neck mainly. That would be C1, C2, and C3, directly or indirectly to the hyoid. And the hyoid bones are the only bones in a horse's body that are not attached to other bones. And the main function of the hyoid apparatus, of course, is to support the tongue. See that prong there? The lingual process, that's what the tongue, one of the places the tongue's attached. And then it's attached at the bottom of the channel and the lower jaw. And I'm told that the hyoid's got the consistency of a chicken bone. So it holds the larynx in place and supports the pharynx and the tongue from the skull. And problems with bridling concerning the tongue can be related to an overly tight hyoid system.
And his head and neck position really hasn't changed much, huh?
No.
Pretty much in the same. He's leading with his nose, leading with that left shoulder, left front, and the right hind is following the left front.
So Martin's pushing this guy. He's stepping from behind, and he's turned his just completely turned his head loose. I mean, but he's letting him use it all he wants to move that shoulder and head that black cow.
The shoulders there.
If you look up at the top of the screen, you see that horse's nose, and it's like you could see kind of what the angle of the horse's probably face would be, and it's like it's attached to that right front leg, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's clear up underneath the cinch. So you see how deep that horse is reaching with that hind leg. And I ask people, is that a collection with the hind end up for that far underneath him?
Okay, this guy's just in the takeoff zone. He has just left the building, hasn't he?
Yeah. There we go. There's a horse running.
Yeah.
And he's pretty well turned loose with the bridle there to put his head wherever he wants. And where's his nostril? See the stifle, point of the withers, nostril, top of the hip, top of the withers, eyeball. He's kind of right there. There's a horse not heavy on the shoulder.
There's a horse that's leaving from behind.
Bridle reins are loose. He can put his head wherever he wants, and it's not down below his knees. But that's what I'm talking about. These horses that need to go somewhere, they got to have their head up. They got to have their not up above, but look at the line from the top of his hip to the top of the withers to his eye, the stifle, point of the shoulder, nostril. He's right there. Look out! What happened to the rider? There's a loose horse. Where's his head? Oh my goodness. Now this horse has got a lot of elevation in the front. He's obviously kind of playing and showing off and everything, but to get a little more elevation, he's got his head a little bit high, I would say, but still look at the hip, withers, eye, stifle, shoulder, front of the shoulder, nostril. It's not terrible high, but again, he's turned loose.
Yeah.
Show us what you got. How do you want?
Okay, this is a warm blood mare. She doesn't have a lot of age on her, but basically her go button was just really badly disconnected, and her changes, she was chronically late behind. So my good friend and mentor Richard Ulrich was kind enough to show me this. He does his with the Polaris because he wants to move it a little faster than I do.
A racing Polaris.
Yeah, that's right. And he can drive in long line at the same time. I had to hire a driver. But anyway, so we got this mare, we got her out there, and I could take a hold of her and she doesn't wad up anymore. And we're just sending her and letting her gallop. And she kind of had a mind like a sewer, so we were trying to find something to do. She's been trained on a plenty, so something to get the go button hooked back up where you could take a hold of her and she didn't wad up too bad. And you could just like when you're going across there, if I take a hold of that right line and just set it back a little bit, and then she changes leads or right there. So if I'm on the left lead, I'll take a hold of that left line, set it back a little bit. And so then what happens when I do that, she's on the left lead and I take a hold of that left line. 1, 2, you set the left side back. So now the hind legs are more lined up.